He's the guy everyone calls when things fall apart, the one who listens, who shows up, who says, "I got you," and means it. But when the dust settles and the room gets quiet, there's no one left asking him if he's okay. You know a man like that. Maybe you are him. He moves through life like a calm tide, steady, reliable. He'll pick up your call at 3 in the morning. He'll drive across town in silence just to sit with you when your world is shaking. He'll laugh at your jokes even when he's not in the mood. And he won't say much about what's going on with him, not because he doesn't feel it, but because somewhere along the line, he learned that his pain doesn't get the same room to breathe. People say, "You're so strong," but strength has become a cage. You don't get to fall apart. You don't get to say, "I'm not okay," because they need you to be the one who holds it together, the one who knows what to say, the one who never cracks. And the truth is, he doesn't even know how to ask for help anymore. Not because he's proud, but because he's been let down before. So now, when it hurts, he goes quiet. Not to be mysterious, not to seek attention, but because silence feels safer than being misunderstood. This kind of man lives in the in-between. He smiles enough to keep people comfortable. He jokes enough to seem light, but his eyes give it away if you look close enough. There's a tiredness there, not the kind you sleep off, the kind that builds slowly, quietly, from years of carrying what no one sees. He walks into rooms and scans the energy like a soldier, watching, reading, adjusting, making sure everyone else feels good. But when he leaves, there's no one checking if he made it out okay. He knows what it's like to be the strong friend, the big brother, the guy who keeps the peace. But he also knows what it's like to go home, sit on the edge of the bed, and feel like nobody really knows him. Like if he vanished for a week, people might not even notice until they need something. What nobody says out loud is that this kind of man often feels invisible, not because he doesn't matter, but because people assume he's fine. He always looks fine. That's the job, right? He's learned how to bleed quietly, to be heartbroken and still return your calls, to be anxious but still tell you it's going to be okay. He's good at that. He's too good at that. So good that when he does try to open up, people don't even notice it's him reaching out. They just think he's talking. But really, he's testing the water, trying to see if it's safe to say, "I'm not doing well." And when the conversation shifts away, when no one asks the second question, he shuts the door again. There's a grief in that, a loneliness that doesn't come from being alone, but from being surrounded by people who never see past your surface. You could be in a room full of people and still feel like a ghost. He doesn't need advice. He's heard it all. He doesn't need another voice telling him to just talk to someone or practice gratitude. What he needs is to be seen, to be checked on just because. Not because he posted something sad, not because he looked off, just because he's human, because maybe, for once, someone thought about him when nothing was wrong. Because what does it do to a man to always be the helper and never the helped? To give and give until he starts to believe he's only useful when someone else is in need? What does it do to a soul to feel like the only time you're noticed is when you're fixing someone else's mess? He's not bitter. He won't complain. He'll keep showing up because that's who he is. But that doesn't mean he doesn't wish, in some quiet part of himself, that someone would show up for him too. That someone would look at him and say, "Hey, I know you've been strong for everyone else, but how are you really doing?" And mean it, and wait for the answer. Some men don't need saving. They just need a soft place to land, a hand on the shoulder, a text that says, "You crossed my mind today. You good?" That's it. Just a sign that someone sees the man behind the mask, the heart behind the strength. Because the scariest feeling in the world isn't falling apart. It's doing it in silence, and no one noticing.